the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So I'm going to stop right there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. Shalom to the 140 and 4,000. Sabella Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp. Come at you with another lesson in regards to end time prophecy, and we could look to the past to understand what's going on in these last days, man. That's why the things that were written down in the scriptures were written for our learning in these last days. There's nothing new under the sun. And what's going on right now with this whole energy crisis and threats of famine and shortages on resources, man, that's all part of Esau's plan. All right, and he's used this same strategy in times past, man. And I'll prove that to you in just a second. All right, so here we have an example right here in the Apocrypha. All right, the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, starting at verse 33. This goes into when the Greeks, all right, namely Antiochus or Antiochus Epiphanes, was coming up against the Israelites, man, our people in the ancient times. All right, it says, then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. So they pretty much besieged, our city. All right, they came in and invaded, and they fortified, our own city for a stronghold, man, for themselves. Okay, check it out, verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. You see? Check it out. Here's the point right here. They stored it also with armor and victuals, all right, food. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. And so they became a sore snare. And that word snare means a trap. So what did they do? They hoarded all the supplies up and fortified, the supplies, man. They're doing that same thing now. They're cutting off certain resources, man. And it's all by design. You got this whole energy crisis thing going on. Oil shortages and all this stuff, gas shortages. That's them doing this, man. They're orchestrating this. These damn devils, these Edomites, right? And they're talking about food shortages coming up. Just did a lesson talking about that, man. The UN? United Nations was talking about worldwide food shortages and whatnot. That's Esau orchestrating this to put the people in a chokehold, just like they did in times past. All right. So that's what's going on right here in this ancient account. But check it out. Let's see what happens next. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary and an evil adversary to Israel. And they've always had their eyes set against the Israelites, you 12 tribes, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. You better believe they're doing that in these last days. We're the main target. We're the main ones that they're trying to affect by these shortages and these different things that are going on right now. All right. It's all a plan. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it. These devils got a bloodlust for our people, man. Okay? They're the same ones that were back then. All right? They're here today, man. And they're getting ready to show you. All right? Especially when society collapses, because they're doing it on purpose, man. The Hegelian dialectic. Order out of chaos, man. They're creating a problem so they can come with justification, all right, to be violent against our people, man. Because we're the main target. Understand that. So they did it back then. They're going to do it again today. Except this time the elect are going to, be protected in these times, man. Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them. Whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. So they pretty much came and gentrified Jerusalem, man. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. Right, so they were defiling our cities. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Now, check this out. Here's the point I'm trying to make here. So this damn devil, this Edomite said, we should all be one people, under one ruler, under one government. What does that sound like? The NWO, New World Order, that they're talking about in these last days, man. The same thing is going on now. Showing you that these damn Edomites are they're the same people, man. The Greeks, the Romans. All right, now they're calling themselves so-called white people. They're the same people, man. And the elites of them are trying to bring forth this same scenario. They want all nations underneath them. A new world order. All right, and they're going to collapse the society worldwide to try to get everybody to be under one banner. All right, to get everybody to be consenting to their new world order. That's what they're doing. That's what's going on right now. It's all by design. Okay. And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. And that's happening right now. Okay. This whole digital technocracy that's being pushed by Esau, man. All these other heathen nations are on board with it, man. China. I mean, look at their society, man. They got cameras every fucking 2 feet. All right. Social credit scores, man. Being tracked and traced, on every aspect of life, man. That's what they're doing over there. And they're going to bring it over here too, man. It's going to be a worldwide, system in which you will have no freedoms and the elites will rule over you, man. That's what they plan on bringing. And they're already making plays for that right now. This whole societal collapse, they're getting popped off, man. Okay? They're going to make people take the RFID microchip, which is what? The mark of the beast. That's part of their plans. All right? But we know the Lord's going to upset those plans. But nonetheless, they're attempting to bring it forth now through chaos, just like in times past, man. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. And we're going to have that happen again today. Israelites that turn coat, Israelites that bow the knee. That happened back then. All right, because all the violence that was going on in tribulation, you had many Israelites that, turned their back on Yahweh Shem Yahushai and agreed with the goddamn heathen, man. You see? Gonna have that happening. Those who are not rooted in Yahweh Shai. The majority of our people are gonna bow the knee to this damn devil. Watch. All right? That's what's written. But the elect are gonna resist. And Lord willing, he keep his spirit on us. Let's get a quick precept. All right, so here we have the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 68 in the Apocrypha, right? It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols." What is that talking about? It's talking about the enemy detaining people, all right? Especially you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. You see what's going on with ICE, all right? They got them in the airports now, man, because they're setting it up, man. They're getting this country prepared for a police state, man, to where everything's going to be completely controlled and governed, all right, harshly by the powers that be, all right? And that's what it means by being idle. It means to be locked up or detained. It's no coincidence they're setting up all these warehouses as detention centers. It's not a coincidence, man. Okay, this is going on right now. And many people who are locked up are going to be offered the RFID microchip for their freedom. You know what I'm saying? Going to try to get you to bow the knee, saying, look, we'll let you go and we'll join you back with your family if you just take this digital device. All right, well, what does it say next? Okay, let me see here. Bear with me. This thing acting up now. All of a sudden. Here it is. Next verse it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Do you see that there? So the Israelites that bow the knee, that give in to the pressure, they're going to be had in reproach, man, and derision. It'll be a mocking stock, man. All right? Because you bowed the knee and took that shit, man, defiling yourself. You let this man put his technology inside of your body, man, either in your hand or in your head. You're receiving the mark of the beast, man. All right? And you've canceled out your salvation. And now the Lord is not going to deal with you at all, man. You're going to be left over, all right, to be given into the hand of the enemy, Salakia, which is a scary thing, man. All right? Those that take the chip, man, they think they're going to be, in an advantage because they bow the knee. Nah, man, you're going to be at a disadvantage. So here we have that same verse in the Good News translation, all right, 2 Ezra 16. If you can see it right here, verse 69. Okay. It says, if you give in to them, they will ridicule you, mock you, and humiliate you. That's what's going to happen, man, especially if you have been professing the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai in the earth. You've been proclaiming to be a Hebrew Israelite, and they get you to take that chip. You're going to be humiliated, man. They're going to laugh at you. All right? And you're going to feel that overwhelming spirit of regret on your ass, too. Here it is. You were preaching the word, and then you end up bowing the knee at the last second. Nah, man. May the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai keep us. All right? Because they're going to use food against you. They've done that in times past. Like I read in the first Maccabees. All right? They took victuals and locked them up. Pretty much starving the people out to get them to bow the knee. They're going to do the same thing in these last days, man. Just know that it's coming. All right? May Yahweh Bashmiel Shai give us the spirit to endure, man. Because he's going to provide for his elect as it is written. But let's get a quick precept. All right, so check this out. Here we have the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, starting at verse 16. It says, and therefore he never withdrew his mercy from us. And though he punished with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people. Let's talk about the Lord not forsaking the Israelites, man. He's always with us. We just got to trust in him. Though we might come into different adversities, man, because we're coming into the time known as Jacob's trouble. It's going to be uncomfortable, man, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is still here. All right, he's in control, right? Let's read the next verse. It says, but let this that we at spoken be for a warning unto us. And now will we come to the declaring of the matter in a few words. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. So look, man, in the ancient time, these damn Greeks were trying to get our people to defile themselves by eating pork, man, aka swine's flesh, right? That's what they always have tried to do. They've always wanted to defile the Lord's chosen people, man. And one way they tried to do that back then was by making us eat swine's flesh, which, we know according to our law is an abominable meat. It's not to be eaten. All right? And so what they do, they constrain this old man, all right, Eleazar. They tied him down pretty much, and they tried to force him to eat pork, man. They're going to try to do the same thing to us in these last days, except it's going to be an RFID microchip. They want to defile us by putting that RFID microchip in us, man, when the Lord tells us not to. These devils are diabolical. You see, they're going to threaten us with death, all right, just as they did Eleazar. Let's read the next verse. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, Salakia, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. So pretty much he was like, nah, man, I'm not finna eat that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what y'all threaten me with. And and he ended up being a martyr, man. Okay, but guess what? We don't truly die in Yahweh Shai, man. You understand? It was nothing more than a test. Eleazar passed his test. We got to pass ours, man. Whatever that situation might, be. We could be presented with death. There will be martyrs that get beheaded for refusing the RFID microchip. But this time is coming, man. All right? And I'm going to end it with this right here. All right? The book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 10. Lord Yahweh Shai speaking in the red letter. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, and that word patience goes into suffering while keeping your integrity. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. You see that? The hour of temptation is when they present their RFID microchip into the population worldwide, man. It's not going to be just here in the United States, it's going to be worldwide. They're setting it up right now. They're collapsing everything to bring this forth to be the solution, quote unquote, to everybody's problems, man. All right? They're going to make this, technology pseudo savior. All right, but we know that that's not going to be the salvation. We understand that that is nothing more than a scheme. All right, the wiles of the devil, as it speaks of in the scriptures, man. So, with that being said, man, I just want to do a quick lesson on that. Everything that's going on right now is leading up into the hour of temptation, man, which they try to make everybody bow the knee to their beast system, man. We're going to depend on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. May Yahweh Shai keep his spirit on us. It's going to take his spirit to keep us from bowing the knee, man. You're not going to be able to do this by your own willpower. Understand that. So with that being said, man, Lord willing, we're up that number that endures unto the end, keeping our faith and integrity with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So I'm ending right there. I'm going to give all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Kodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. We here, man. Prepare yourself spiritually. All right. And Kwame Asharala and a Bible ball. Shalom to the elect.